Midland, Odessa, and Big Spring. This is ABC Big 2 News at 10.
Now at 10, we start tonight with news of a tragic house fire. A child has died after her family's home caught on fire early this morning in West Odessa. I'm Tooke, and thank you for joining us on this Saturday night. Now, the Ector County Sheriff said first responders got the call around 3 o'clock this morning. Deputies, Odessa Fire Rescue, and the West Odessa Volunteer Fire Department responded to the mobile home on fire. It was on the 1600 block of Bridle Path. The sheriff said first responders met with a woman and another child who had escaped, but they were told that an 11-year-old girl was still inside. Attempts to rescue the girl were not successful, and she died at the scene. The child has not been identified by law enforcement. State fire investigators are working now to find the cause of the fire. And Ector County Sheriff Mike Griffith said he's asking for prayer for this devastated family. We first shared this report with you earlier today on yourbasin.com. You can find more breaking news and other top stories on yourbasin.com right now. And tonight, a Fort Stockton man is facing several charges as the result of a months-long investigation involving multiple agencies. 54-year-old Cecilio Pep Beza was arrested on Rooney Street today. He is being charged with 3 felonies, including manufacture and delivery of methamphetamine in a drug-free zone, and the manufacture and delivery of cocaine in a drug-free zone. A stolen gun was also recovered by police. And now to an update tonight about a deadly crash in Midland County. DPS said the victim of last night's crash on South County Road 1150 has been identified as 82-year-old Granville Lee Odin of Lovington, New Mexico. Odin was involved in a 3-vehicle crash, and DPS said the crash happened just before 4 yesterday afternoon on I-20 about 1.5 miles east of Midland near South County Road 1150. Troopers say the driver of a Freightliner lost control, hitting the center median and crashing into the victim head-on. The victim was in a 2005 Jeep Laredo. The driver of the semi-trailer truck was taken to the hospital and later released. A third driver hit the debris from the crash but was not hurt. And it was a scary sight on I-20 earlier today in Midland County. DPS said at 12:40 this afternoon, a service truck lost a tire in a blowout. This happened near mile marker 124. The truck was heading eastbound on I-20. Because of the blowout, the truck veered across the center median through the barrier. It continued onto westbound lanes. The truck struck a building belonging to American Safety Services on the north side of the roadway. It's not clear tonight if anyone was hurt in the crash. And taking a live look now at I-20 in Odessa. Traffic is looking calm, and looking outside, it's been a mild day. A lot of sun with clouds in the mix. ABC Big 2's Bridget Sarpong joins us now with a check on our forecast.
And now your forecast first on ABC Big 2 News.
Happy Saturday. Today was a hot day in the area. We made it equally our average, 96 for today. Around this time in August, we're definitely used to 96-degree temperatures. Now a hot day in the area, but not as hot as how we were back in 1946 when we sat in our triple digits at 105 degrees. I will have more of this weekend's forecast later on in the show. Back over to you.
Thank you, Bridget. Now across Texas tonight, the family of a slain soldier has filed a lawsuit against the U.S. government seeking millions in damages. The family of 20-year-old Vanessa Guillen is seeking damages on the basis of sexual harassment, abuse, assault, rape, sodomy, and wrongful death. Guillen was killed by a fellow soldier at the U.S. Army base Fort Hood in 2020. An investigation by military officials into the death of Guillen found that she was also sexually harassed and that leaders failed to take appropriate action. The lawsuit describes 2 instances in which Guillen was harassed during her time as a soldier and Guillen's suicidal thoughts as a result of coping with the harassment. Guillen told family that she did not report those suicidal thoughts for fear of retaliation.
Developing now on ABC Big 2 News.
And developing tonight, the search warrant used in the FBI raid of former President Donald Trump's estate is now unsealed. It has shed some light on what the FBI was looking for. Agents removed 27 boxes of documents, including 11 sets of classified documents, some at the highest levels of classification. Here's ABC's Faith Abube with those details.
The search warrant for former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, unsealed by a federal magistrate, is shedding some light on what the FBI was searching for and what they found. Agents were searching for evidence of 3 potential crimes: violations of the Espionage Act, unlawful removal of public records, and obstruction of justice by concealing, altering, or destroying records to impede an investigation. The night of the search, Trump's attorney was given a copy of this receipt, detailing what federal agents say they seized. It states that 4 sets of documents were marked top secret and 1 top secret SCI, a classification reserved for some of the most sensitive national security information, typically only viewed in a highly secure location. The Washington Post also reports that federal agents were seeking to find some items related to the U.S. nuclear weapons program. Agents recovered other documents, including 1 item marked the President of France, another executive grant of clemency for Trump ally Roger Stone. That, along with binders of photos and a handwritten note. ABC News learned that earlier this year, DOJ issued a subpoena and then sent a small group of federal agents to Mar-a-Lago, all part of a months-long effort to try to retrieve the documents before executing the search warrant on Monday. House Republicans on the Intelligence Committee calling for more information, demanding evidence of an imminent security threat to justify the search.
The FBI raid of President Trump is a complete abuse and overreach of its authority.
Democrats arguing no one is above the law and point out the potential seriousness of the crimes being investigated.
When we're talking about classified information, we're talking about information that if it falls into the wrong hands could lead to the deaths of our troops, our intelligence officers. This is deadly serious stuff.
Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
Now, a hot day in the area and the sun has went down, causing us to cool down slowly. But how warm do we make it tomorrow? I'll have that answer after the break.
Definitely using our experience. The guys that were here last year and coming back this year, we're definitely going to use that experience and be able to close out games.
We continue our 30 in 15 high school previews tonight with 2 experienced 6-man schools. Those stories coming up in sports. Plus, a scary moment on the diamond turns into a heartwarming one. We'll show you the act of sportsmanship that's bringing out the Kleenex. We'll be right back.
Now known as one of the best law schools in America.
It started out as a place where men were trained for the Christian ministry.
This Ivy League university hasn't completely forgotten its roots.
The intersection of Christianity and the law is just so important.
How faith is still a part of college life at Harvard.
It's been incredibly encouraging for me, being involved with Christian Union and small group.
On the 700 Club Monday.
Optimum is here with award-winning internet to help you get closer and go farther, faster. Get speeds up to 1 gig with 99.9% reliability. And Smart Wi-Fi 6 for whole home coverage. Built-in security and no data caps to keep you moving. Get Optimum's award-winning internet for as low as $30 a month. Now at Optimum.com.
What makes best reviews the best reviews?
Ooh, pretty colors.
They have an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations.
Oh, no, Count Bristol. We settle this dispute through dance.
To give honest, reliable recommendations on just about any product you can imagine. So you can be confident that whatever you're buying is right for you.
Faster, Count Bristol, faster!
Whatever you're into. For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
This week at Macy's, get set for back to school with great deals on active looks and jeans for every unique style, plus an extra 20% off at Macy's.
7-day-old tuna casserole.
How'd you know that?
Even my nose is strong. You need Hefty Ultra Strong. It has Arm & Hammer, continuous odor control. Hefty, Hefty, Hefty. Oh, and Toby needs a bath. Stay one step ahead of Stinky.
Because of the Texas Veterans Commission, I was able to keep my home.
They put me in contact with people, which helped me tremendously.
To find services near you, visit www.tvc.texas.gov/fund.
Now I can go online. Yes, I'm a veteran. Select my service, then my county, and find what I need right there.
I strongly urge each and every veteran to use the Texas Veterans Commission because it's worked for me.
And now your local weather authority forecast.
Happy Saturday, friends. Today was a nice day because we set even with our average temperatures. We tied today for 96 degrees. A hot day in the area, but not as hot as how we were back in 1946 when we sat in our triple digits at 105 degrees. Taking a look at our lows, we did come in warm for that by 2 degrees, sitting at 74. Around this time in August, we're definitely used to 72-degree temperatures, so not bad whatsoever. We are cooling down slowly, causing us to be at 86 degrees around this time. Our humidity sitting at 23%, and then our winds traveling east 8 miles per hour. Now that sunset did happen at 8:35 p.m., but we did see some clouds earlier on today, so it's trapping in that heat, causing us to be 1 degree warmer in Midland and Odessa, 2 degrees warmer in Big Spring, 3 degrees warmer in Snyder. Some areas have stayed the same, Wink and Presidio, because of that heat that has been trapped in due to the clouds we saw today. Now tomorrow we are going to be warm. We're going to start off with the warm start in our 70s. Our winds will be present, traveling east 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now taking a look at the rest of Texas, that first sight of warmth will be around 9 a.m. 85 degrees in Dallas-Fort Worth, 79 Lubbock, 82 Midland, Odessa, and then 76 for Alpine. That first time that we see that red causing our temperatures to increase will be about noon. 94 for Dallas-Fort Worth, 90 for Lubbock, 91 for Odessa, Midland, and 85 for Alpine. And then we're going to cool on down, causing the temperatures to decrease a little bit into that orange color for our map. Around 10 p.m., we will be sitting on our 80s for Midland, Odessa, and in our 80s for Alpine. And taking a look closely into our area, we'll be sitting 76 for a mild start at 8 in the morning, and then around noon the clouds will be rolling in, but our highs will be increasing to 89. And then by the time we get into 5 p.m., that's when the thunderstorms do start to roll on in, but our temperatures will continue to increase with highs sitting at 97 degrees. Definitely not too bad whatsoever. Right now we are sitting pretty clear, but that first sight of rain will be around 2 p.m. in Dryden. That rain's going to be with us until about 3 p.m. in the Dryden area, but for the most part, our Sunday we will see some clouds all the way up until 11 p.m. A little bit some stars for the Middle Odessa area, but Pecos and Fort Stockton will still see some cloud cover. Now, it is going to be hot for this week along with tomorrow, so do be sure to drink plenty of water, apply sunscreen regularly, and take breaks in the shade. Along with our algae report, I know we want to have fun in the sun. Our trees, our grass, our dust, and our mold sitting at a low level, and our weeds are sitting little to none. Now the 7-day forecast is going to show we are going to be in our 90s from tomorrow on going to the upcoming Saturday, but also we will have 3 chances for some thunderstorms Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So do be sure you have your raincoats and your umbrellas, but most importantly, make sure you have fun in that 90-degree weather. I'll head it over to you, Rob.
And now your ABC Big 2 Sports.
Thanks a lot, Bridget. Over to sports now with ABC Big 2's Avi Carr-Gloth. Hey, Avi.
Hey, Rob, and we're going to go right into today's 30 and 15. On today's 30 and 15, Class 1A 6-man Division I Grady. With the Wildcats on their 3rd coach in 4 seasons, they hope to keep that connection and build from there. ABC Big 2's Rachel Hallam met up with the Wildcats before the start of their season.
The Wildcats team is small, but they're mighty and looking to throw a big punch this season, all with the help of second-year head coach Jermaine Mata.
15 players, 1 unit. Every game, the Grady Wildcats lay it all out on the line for their teammates.
You know, it's just for the team. I'm pretty much the biggest guy we have, so they kind of need me to put me anywhere, and I just want to try to help the team out. That's really why I'm out here.
Head coach Jermaine Mata says while the team may be small and last season's finish going 2-8 was a hard pill to swallow, you can clearly see that every player continues to fight and still wants to be out on that field every Friday night.
sometimes you have kids that just don't want to be here, and like I said, it's just kind of, it doesn't go as well. And like I said, this year we have 15 kids. Like I said, those are the kids that want to be here. And like I said, in my past experience, that's always been good.
Mata is back for his second season as the Wildcats head coach, and since many players have now seen 3 different head coaches in their last 4 seasons, they're hoping to build and capitalize on a relationship that lasts, and that starts with their connections off the field.
Just our friendship, just growing our relationship with everybody and continuing to get better. You know, everybody knows everybody. We know what we can do and we know what we can't do, and just what we can get better at.
With every game last season proving to be a dogfight, Coach Mata is focused on holding on throughout the game with the same intensity presented when that first whistle is blown and they step onto that field.
Consistency. Last year, there was times where we just we looked really well at times, and then other times we just looked really bad. It was never really any happy medium. So like I said, this year I'm really looking for consistency.
And how do they find that happy medium? Move on from the past and focus on what the Wildcats can do for their team now.
I think we just got to take it game by game. We can't look at the future. We just got to do it one practice, one day, one step at a time. That's what we got to do.
The Wildcats have the camaraderie and they have the determination. Now what they can do with it will determine their season. Reporting in studio, Rachel Hallam, ABC Big 2 Sports.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Continuing our 30 and 15, Class 1A 6-man Division I Garden City. They've been one of the most consistent 6-man teams in the state for the better part of the last decade. The Bearcats have the talent to win their district and more. They can almost smell it.
We wake up in the morning, sniff excellence.
Excellence. That's what Garden City has done with winning records in each of the previous 9 seasons. The last 7 were led by head coach Jeff Jones, who has made the running game the program's offensive strength. This year, he's looking for a more even approach.
We need to stay strong in the running game. That really opens up the passing game anyway. So we're looking forward to being a little more balanced. But yeah, we're still an attitude team, and we want to come out and try to play some smash mouth football.
The run game sets the tone for this high-scoring offense, but it doesn't happen without a strong offensive line. If you ask senior Owen Seidenberger, it's pretty simple. Get the ball in the right guy's hands, and the line will take care of the rest.
Running behind us, our bigger line that we have, and we're pretty quick too, so they can get behind us, and we have faith in them, they have faith in us. We're just a bunch of big, hairy American winning machines.
Last season's 1-point loss in the first round of the playoffs has fueled the Bearcats all off-season. History says this program can go far, and with all district and all state players returning, Garden City believes they can win the biggest prize.
A state championship. Nothing short of. That's just what we've all been aiming for since as far back as I can remember. We always knew we were proud of the next class. We're ready for it.
All right, that should be fun. Meanwhile, to the NFL tonight, embattled quarterback Deshaun Watson took the field for the first time last night for his new team, the Cleveland Browns, and that was in a preseason game. It comes after a judge ruled in favor of a 6-game suspension because of sexual assault allegations. Whether he will be allowed on the football field in the regular season, that's far from clear. ABC's Zachary Keish has the latest.
Playing on a $230 million guaranteed deal, the quarterback debuted with the Cleveland Browns last night.
Watson's rolling out, finds a target, overshoots.
24 women who were allegedly hired by Watson as massage therapists accused the quarterback of lewd sexual behavior. He has vehemently denied any non-consensual contact with any of his accusers. Prior to Friday's game, Watson and the team released this message.
I'm truly sorry to all the women that I've impacted in this situation. My decisions that I made in my life that put me in this position, I would definitely like to have back.
2 grand juries declined to charge him, and by June, Watson had settled 23 of the 24 suits against him. But the NFL determined he violated the league's personal conduct policy. On August 1st, Judge Sue L. Robinson, the NFL's disciplinary officer, handed Watson a 6-game suspension. Discipline can be appealed, which the league did at the direction of Commissioner Roger Goodell.
There was multiple violations here, and they were egregious, and it was predatory behavior.
The NFL wants Watson's suspension extended to 17 games, the full season.
All right, well, it's that time of year again where NFL fans are so deprived they watch practice games. Week 1 of the NFL preseason. Cowboys and Texans opening their exhibition schedule tonight. Cowboys are at Mile High tonight in Denver facing the Broncos, but they're resting a number of starters. Don't fret, Cowboys fans. They're getting shut out right now. It's just the preseason. It doesn't actually count. They'll see the defending champion Rams in next week's game. Texans, meanwhile, hosting the Saints tonight. That game just went final. Texans able to edge the Saints 17-13. Nice job for Houston. They, like the Cowboys, they're going to be heading to Los Angeles for next week's preseason game. And the Astros and Rangers each hosted division rivals this weekend, or rather they're still hosting them. Houston, they took the opener against Oakland yesterday. They end up blanking the A's tonight 8-0. And then after losing the opener, Texas bounced back to take the second game from Seattle. Both teams wrap up their series tomorrow afternoon. And the Midland Rockhounds are in Tulsa tonight. They split the first 4 games of their series. Hounds, though, they take it tonight. Final score 6-2, giving them a chance to win the series outright when it concludes tomorrow afternoon. All right, we're back with something cool. The Little League World Series is underway. Youth baseball teams from all over the world are playing for one of the 20 spots in the championship tournament. That will be in Pennsylvania starting next week. However, on Tuesday, this happened. Texas East faced Oklahoma, Texas-Oklahoma, big rivalry there. A scary moment turned into a symbol of what makes sports great. Now, if you haven't seen this, it was all over the internet. Here it is. Texas East Caden Sheldon hits Oklahoma's Isaiah Jarvis in the head with a pitch in the bottom of the first inning. Sheldon is so shaken by the accidental pitch that Jarvis comes over to reassure him that it's okay, he'll be fine. This is a hitter coming over to the mound to console a pitcher that just hit him in the head. And if you watch this, you can't understand why sports matter, especially at the youth level. I really don't know what to tell you. Just a really beautiful moment here, Rob. And I got to tell you, I mean, that image of just a hitter coming and hugging a pitcher, that's just, to call it something cool, I mean, that's something essential, I feel like. This is something essential, I feel like, that is at the heart of all sports.
Yeah, the game wraps up, but that moment lives forever. That kid really set a class example for the rest of his teammates and everyone, really, over at that Little League game.
Again, we're talking Texas-Oklahoma here. So, I mean, this is a rivalry, no matter where it is, what context it is, and for them to see that, I mean, it was just beautiful, and it was definitely something cool.
That's something cool.
There you go.
Thanks a lot, Avi.
On the internet. You guys, this is me.
Oh. Whoa.
I love Who wants to play Bodies?
And coming up tonight, a look at the weekend box office. New movies are hitting the big screen. Resident movie critic Dean Richards is handing out his report card once again. He's being nice and not so nice when we come back.
Mondays are my favorite day because that's when I come back here and see all you guys again. Fail. That's a fail.
Make way! Smart kid coming through. Don't look at him with your regular IQs.
Music class is going bye, 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 like Blackstreet Boys to Men.
Wrong in like 3 ways.
You got this, Janine.
I don't believe that she does.
She is down.
I'm okay. No, I'm okay.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road this summer. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther this summer in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Enjoy the open road and make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2022 Equinox models. Plus, get 0% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive, because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
AMID is the Basin's first television station. From 1953 until now and beyond. We're always first, always accurate, and always proud to call the Basin home. Watch ABC Big 2 News. Are you looking for a job in the fast-paced world of news? ABC Big 2 is currently hiring for the following positions. Qualified applicants, head over to yourbasin.com and click on Work for Us under the Jobs tab. Watch Good Morning Basin from 5 to 7 on ABC Big 2.
Well, new at 10 tonight, it's the dog days of summer at the domestic box office. Some smaller, lower budgeted movies are popping up without any major blockbusters on the horizon. Tonight we take a look at two new movies this weekend, Diane Keaton's body swap comedy Mac and Rita, and the satirical slasher Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. ABC's Dean Richards gives us a look and whether these movies are worth our time.
Welcome. Lay down, Moonchild, and think about who you want to be.
I'm a 70-year-old woman trapped in the body of a 30-year-old who just needs a minute to rest. Oh my God! Somebody help me! This is not me!
At the movies this weekend, Diane Keaton stars in the body-switching comedy Mac and Rita. In it, a 30-year-old influencer tries out a regression tank for relaxation, but is somehow transformed into her 70-year-old self. She's a senior citizen, but with a millennial mind, who becomes an internet sensation. It's a lighthearted what-if comedy. Not the first time we've seen a body transfer movie, but a harmless Dean's List C.
I just wanna feel good.
They're not as nihilistic as they look on the internet. You guys, this is me.
Oh. Whoa.
Who wants to play Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
Also this weekend, there's a fresh take on horror movies. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is one, but also spoofs the genre at the same time. A group of rich 20-somethings all get together for a hurricane party and decide to play what turns out to be a deadly game. Trying to find out the who's and why's here will satisfy traditional horror fans, but thanks to clever writing and good performances, it offers something new for fans who are tired of the same old thing. Pete Davidson, Rachel Sennott, and Maria Bakalova from Borat fame star in this Dean's List B.
And coming up right after the break, one Texas woman is sharing her remarkable story. From patient to doctor, helping people overcome the same medical challenges she once faced. And as we head to break, a reminder that if you see news happening, share your videos and photos on social media with us. Make sure you use the hashtag ABC Big 2 News. And if you haven't done it yet, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We are ABC Big 2 News.
ABC Sunday. The competition is fan-tastic.
After the lips, what's your favorite part of a man to kiss?
I would say bottom. Good answer.
Celebrity Family Feud. New ABC Sunday and stream on Hulu.
A Culligan high-efficiency water softener saves money on salt, detergents, and cleaning supplies, and time spent cleaning. Get softer on your water and wallet. Culligan, the only water that comes with a van.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road this summer. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther this summer in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers get 2.89% financing on most 2021 and 2022 Chevy SUVs when you finance through GM Financial. New models are arriving daily. Secure yours today. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
I'm Donnie, team leader here at the H-E-B warehouse. We move quickly to get products from our warehouses to our stores. Working hard for Texas is what H-E-B is all about. I love working at H-E-B because I'm part of something bigger. Each and every person counts at H-E-B because here, people matter.
Join H-E-B and be part of something as big as Texas. Optimum is here.
with award-winning internet to help you get closer and go farther, faster. Get speeds up to 1 gig with 99.9% reliability. And Smart Wi-Fi 6 for whole home coverage. Built-in security and no data caps to keep you moving. Get Optimum's award-winning internet for as low as $30 a month. Now at Optimum.com.
Tonight we hear the story of a Houston woman who overcame brain surgeries and a stroke. Claudia Martinez is now helping others on the same road to recovery. And she's doing so as a doctor in the very hospital where she once stayed as a patient. ABC's Mary Bruce has this story.
Claudia Martinez has wanted to be a doctor since she was a little girl, but while taking her pre-med courses in college, she started having troubling symptoms.
I started getting headaches, I started getting numbness and tingling in my legs, and it got to a point where I would stand up and I would fall. I was starting to kind of black out.
Diagnosed with Chiari malformation, she needed immediate surgery.
I've had 6 major brain surgeries.
During her last brain surgery, while still attending medical school, an unexpected complication.
I had a stroke that left me unable to function from the neck down.
But it didn't stop her from pursuing her dream.
People around me were very diligently telling me that I needed to leave medicine.
In rehab for a year, she worked hard, regaining most of the function she had lost.
I had to relearn how to do absolutely everything. I had to learn how to sit up, I had to learn how to walk again, I had to learn how to brush my teeth again.
Now, 5 years later, she's back in the very same hospital, this time as the doctor, caring for patients just like her.
I just want to take a look at your legs, okay?
Giving hope to her patients because she knows what they're going through.
It's hard to see the progress every single day, but when you look at it by each week, you really see how far you've come. I just want people to see that having a disability isn't the end of their lives. It often can be the beginning.
Such a wonderful message. That was Mary Bruce reporting, and coming up after the break, Bridget will have one last look at the forecast. Stay with us.
Moving forward with node-positive breast cancer is overwhelming, but I never just found my way. I made it and did all I could to prevent recurrence.
Verzenio reduces the risk of recurrence of HR-positive, HER2-negative, node-positive early breast cancer with a high chance of returning, as determined by your doctor when added to hormone therapy. Hormone therapy works outside the cell, while Verzenio works inside to help stop the growth of cancer cells. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
I'm making my own way forward.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Shop back-to-school deals at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Get select athletic apparel starting at $19.99, plus $39.99 hot deals on select footwear, and BCG activewear starting at $7.99. Shop your store or academy.com. Deals end Sunday.
The new GMC Sierra. Premium and capable. That's professional grade. Step up to GMC with 0% financing on these GMC models. Visit your Permian Basin GMC dealer.
Did you know Texas Health and Human Services has a free helpline to guide Texas residents through the complexities of Medicare? Get answers to all your Medicare questions. Call 800-252-9240 today.
And let's take one last look at that 7-day forecast. Now, tomorrow will be in the highs at 97 degrees. We are going to get the sun in Sunday, though we will see a little bit of some clouds here and there. But you know what? I'm excited because we will have 3 chances for some rain showers Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And even though we will get some rain, really the entire week we are going to be sitting in our 90s. So that's going to be super exciting. Do be sure that you hydrate and wear your sunscreen. Enjoy the weekend.
That's all the time we have for news tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.